Alrighty, everyone, good morning and welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing this Sunday? I hope you're doing well. It is much cooler here in Washington today than it has been for the past couple of weeks, which is good. We were supposed to be getting dipping temperatures, and we were waiting, and it was weird because like 2 or 3 weeks in a row where my wife and I had a day off together, we would go out and it'd be hot again. We're sweating in the sun and like, what is going on? They said it was supposed to be fall weather soon. Seems like today the weather has turned. Today is actually Sunday the 12th of September, 2021. And that would be nice if this is true and the weather actually stays nice and cool, because if we actually start getting fall weather, meaning cloudy and raining all the time, which is what we usually have here in Washington State during the fall, soon I may be able to uninstall the air conditioner, which is good. It means I can get fresh air in here on a daily basis. I'll likely put a different fan in here to circulate air, but I'll get the air conditioner out of there. And that means that moving forward, I could consider maybe adding some different kinds of hats for the fall cooler season, since it will be much cooler in here on a daily basis. It stands to reason I should be able to wear more kind of, silly, heavier hats. At the very same time, if you guys remember, I ordered a new pair of headphones, a wireless set of headphones, that is supposed to be coming around mid-October. It's releasing, and these headphones are worn around the neck, and they project surround sound up to your ears. So they're supposed to be, open-air headphones, supposedly, that are, I hope they're good, because if they are, that will solve all my headphone problems. I won't have to worry about, oh, can I wear or not wear headphones today? And since those headphones would not have to sit on my ears, it would free me up completely to wear any kind of hat that I want on a stream, right? So that's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to that. So I hope this weather turning is today and moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope it sticks, and I hope that it will continue to stay nice and cool here in Washington State. One quick thing, because there was just a pop-up. Shout out to Talon Oren, who just did a super chat and actually just said, you're awesome, Phil. Thank you, Talon. Thank you for starting off the support today. I appreciate that. One thing I would like to say, as you guys know, I am not a graphic artist, all right? I am not someone who has any kind of talent in that regard. All of my stuff on my channel is fans-made, fan-donated, and I mean that, like all the emotes, all the animations, everything is from the fans, you guys. You guys are ultra-talented, and you guys have kept me going for 13 years. You guys have kept me going with your submissions, and I really appreciate that, okay? Right around the corner, we have the holiday season, okay? We got Halloween coming up, and we got the Christmas season, right? That's right. Hold on. And during these seasons, what I like to do is I like to mix things up, and I like to decorate and celebrate. So during the month of October, I decorate my office setup here with Halloween decorations. For the whole month, we have stuff behind me that's Halloween themed. I changed the overlay to be orange and stuff like that, okay? In December, I do Christmas decorations, right? And we get festive, and we usually have special events for Halloween and Christmas, usually some themed stuff during those months. I have a few animations from over the years from fans that are, Halloween and Christmas themed, but admittedly, I don't have a ton. I have a few. If you guys would like to, whip together some animations for the streams that you feel might be kind of festive or holiday themed, some horror themed stuff for October, some Christmas themed stuff for end of November, December, I would be very, very grateful, and I would be very open to accepting them. As you know, I have changed things up a little bit recently with, the streams, and, the more fresh stuff, the better, right? So I don't know how many of you out there who are listening. Right now we've only got about 100 people on pre-stream. I just turned it on, and today, admittedly, is going to be a slower stream, and I know it. We'll talk about that in a moment. I'm not too happy about it, because I really think people are not giving this game its due, but we'll talk about that in a moment. About 100 people on pre-stream right now. I know probably there'll be a few hundred people, if not more, who will watch this video on demand on YouTube. Anyone out there who has the skills and maybe wants to take a crack at doing some fun animations for the streams, I'd be more than willing to take a look at them and possibly use them, because I would love to have some new stuff. We haven't basically had new holiday animations in a few years. The ones I'm using at this point are pretty much outdated, 2-3 years old, which I'm okay with, but at the same time, it would be nice to have some new stuff, right? So I'm just throwing that out there. Same thing with fan art and everything, you know, pre-stream art. I'm always open to accepting new stuff. Today we were going to have a new piece of pre-stream art, but sadly, the art that was provided to me was way too small. When I tried to put it on the stream, it looked really blurry, and I was like, oh man, I hope that they have a higher resolution version of this, because I actually really liked it. But the one they sent me was very low res for some reason. So anyway, yeah, you know, as I've told you guys many times, my ongoing success on the internet is because you guys are so supportive, and I really appreciate that. And absolutely, I would be willing to, you know, accept any kind of submissions that you guys would like to toss out there. I really appreciate those who do submit stuff, and thank you in advance, okay? Very nice. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to talk a little bit about what I'm doing for the next few days. All right, let's get that out of the way. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that I kind of was thinking about last night that I kind of want to throw out there, and hopefully will have a positive impact. Again, with today's stream, I don't know how much of an impact it'll have, because, again, I feel today's stream we're going to have pretty low attendance again. And it's upsetting to me, because the game we're playing today I feel is quite good, but it is what it is, okay? So let's talk first of all. By the way, welcome to everyone. I see more people are coming into the stream, and I welcome you all. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday. I know today, by the way, is the first day of the American football season. So there's going to be a ridiculous amount of people, in the United States at least, watching American football today. I would not be shocked if, even on top of the fact that this stream normally would have been slow because of the game selection, that it's even slower on top of that. I wouldn't be shocked at all. It's perfectly fine. Okay? Alright, so let's talk about what we're doing today. Today is the continuation of Psychonauts 2. It is the end game content. And what I mean by that is we have entered the final area of the game. In this area, you're running into some of the Psychonauts you haven't met before, and you're entering their minds and doing the final puzzles and challenges and dungeons and boss fights. Okay? We just finished one. We just finished up Cassiopeia, and she just teamed up with one of the Psychonauts who you previously had freed from his mental prison, and they're going to work together to try to get stuff cleaned up in this area of the game that you're in. From what I understand, there's about 2 more major dungeons left in the game, plus open world exploration, and then the finale. So, from people who beat me in the game, they've told me probably about 4 or 5 hours left in the game. So, likely I'm not beating the game today, but I'll get pretty darn far, alright? And it'll probably take one more stream, but probably not a full-on stream. Okay? So, I will likely need one more stream tomorrow, which we'll talk about because I already have it scheduled, okay? So between today and tomorrow, I should be wrapping up Psychonauts 2, which would be good. You know, I've been playing the game for 2 weeks, and after 2 weeks, obviously, interest starts to wane. Most people who were playing this game beat it within like a couple days. I don't have that luxury because I'm a variety streamer, and I try to do variety stuff, because if I play the same thing constantly back to back to back, usually it'll make the audience get bored, and I try to give you guys enough variety that you want to keep coming back every day to see something different, right? But, yeah, definitely I want to finish the game. Listen, I'm going to be honest with all of you. I do still feel that Psychonauts 2 is actually one of the best games of 2021. I feel that, sadly, the mainstream gaming audience have not given the game the time of day. Number one, because the original Psychonauts was from the mid-2000s, and most people don't remember it or never played it. Number two, because it's Tim Schafer, and let's be honest, who really talks about Tim Schafer as a game developer anymore, right? And number three, because the game was incredibly poorly marketed. This game is cross-platform. You can buy it on any PlayStation console or any Xbox console. It just so happens it's under Xbox Game Pass, so if you own an Xbox console, you can get it under the Game Pass program. Most people don't know that. When I started playing the game, I had people coming on the stream like, oh, it's a shame I can't play it. What do you mean you can't play it? Yeah, I don't own an Xbox. Like, it's not an Xbox exclusive. It's not. You know, they really didn't market it well at all. Most people didn't even know that it was out. When it was out, they thought they couldn't play it. So, it really is sad, because even though it does absolutely play like an older game, it plays like a platformer from the mid-2000s, it's essentially a throwback game with really improved graphics, great writing, an interesting story, and fun as hell gameplay elements. It's a throwback that if you missed it, I can understand if you really just don't like older style games. Like, for example, if you put this game up against Ratchet & Clank, A Rift Apart. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart is 100% a modernized game, right? Everything about it is modernized. This game has a little bit outdated platforming mechanics. Admittedly, camera controls and some of the elements of it are a little frustrating because it feels like an older game. But if you can get past that, the game is absolutely outstanding, and this game's story, writing, puzzles, way better than Rift Apart. Rift Apart was incredibly repetitive after the first few hours. This game is really fun and keeps making things interesting the further in that I get. Okay? So again, for me, I like the game a lot. It's disappointing to me when I'm really enjoying a game, but I can tell my audience is not latching onto it like I am, and that's exactly what's happened with this game, is I've enjoyed every moment I've played it, outside of maybe one or two minor frustrating platforming parts. The rest of it's been a wild ride and really fun, but then I look at the audience and the people are disengaged, they're not talking about the game, the chat is silent, I'm like, oh man, that's terrible. That's a terrible sign, right? Obviously you want engagement, you want people to enjoy what they're watching, and it's frustrating to me when people are just not enjoying themselves, and it's not me. It's one thing people were like, man, Phil, you're not very entertaining today. It's like, nah, the game's just putting us to sleep. I'm like, oh my God, really? Damn it. All right? Anyway, the good news is we're in the end game of it. What I would tell you guys is this, all right? If you're here today and you don't particularly like this game, but you feel like sticking around, you're still welcome. But what I would ask is, hey, let's have some fun conversation. Let's turn this into a chill stream. Let's have some fun discourse. And just consider it like a hangout session, right? You don't like what's going on in the game, that's fine. But let's at least chill, because I do want to finish it. I mean, I'm like over 12 hours into it at this point. Actually, I'm wondering, how long was my playthrough? I'm 16 hours into it. There you go. So after, you know, another stream or two, it'll be about a 20-hour long game. And yes, I am excited for the end because I like it. So I hope you guys will still hang out, all right? You know what? If you don't, that's fine. If this isn't your cup of tea and you're like, man, I'm really just not liking Psychonauts, I'll come back for something else, that's fine. I'm not going to be angry with you. I'm not going to be upset. Like I said, I already expected that attendance today is going to be low because it's this game that a lot of people are not liking. And on top of that, American football is starting today. It is what it is, right? I'm not going to sit here and freak out about it. But I hope you guys will at least chill with me if you don't like the game, all right? Now, later tonight at 6:45 p.m., it is my weekly session of Microsoft Flight Simulator. All right, we're going to start off in Tijuana, Mexico, because that's what the top contributor of last week has requested. After we fly over Tijuana, we're going to be going to some of the new locations that were newly updated in the game. I actually need to boot the game up a little early tonight and download some of the patches. There's a couple patches that need to be applied to update certain world locations that apparently now have been more detail, more landmarks, you know, listed and stuff for more exciting flight tourism, is what I like to call it. So, that should be fun tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time. And keep in mind, when we do that, top contributor always gets to pick where we go the next session. Now, if it goes well tonight, we'll keep doing it. But I said every week, if you guys are getting bored with flights, then we don't have to keep doing it. It's up to you. Let's see how it goes tonight. Every week is kind of like, well, let's see how it goes. And usually it goes all right. So, we'll see tonight, okay? Tomorrow, we're going to swing back to Life is Strange True Colors, which I'll be honest with all of you, is shockingly good to me. I don't know, I've been pleasantly surprised by a lot of the games I've been playing recently, but sadly the games don't seem to be really attracting an audience because I feel like people are either, in this case, in the case of Psychonauts 2, a game that wasn't advertised and is a sequel to a game from 15 years ago, right? In the case of Life is Strange, I really feel the reason people are not giving it a shot is because the last two games sucked. And I don't blame you. This is kind of the same situation of when I played Watch Dogs 1, and it wasn't a very good game. It was just okay. And then I played Watch Dogs 2, and Watch Dogs 2 was, like, tremendously better than Watch Dogs 1. It was, like, more than twice as good. It had a great cast. It had much improved gameplay and graphics. I loved the game, and almost no one really cared about it or tuned into the streams of it because they hated Watch Dogs 1. I kind of feel that's the exact same situation that's been going on with Life is Strange. But I'll tell you, Life is Strange True Colors is actually really good. The plot is interesting and well written so far. There's an ongoing mystery about some kind of a conspiracy in this small Colorado town that you're trying to get to the bottom of. There's hilarious situations that have been happening, and there has been little to no cringeworthy shit. Unlike all the other Life is Strange games, this one has not at one moment tried to wedge something down your throat that is, like, over the top annoying. Seriously, it's actually been more entertaining than anything else. So for those of you who've been here for the first two Life is Strange streams, thanks. And I hope that people will catch up on it on demand. here on DSPGaming because, man, it's actually good. I'm surprised at how good it is, okay? I hope it stays at that level. We haven't even finished the second episode. Apparently, I think the game has 4 episodes, and I'm only just finishing episode 2. So the game is actually lengthy as well if you take your time and explore. But the reviewers obviously didn't do that. Because if you look at the reviews of Life is Strange True Colors, people are saying, oh, it's 6 hours long. Like, no, it's not. If you actually walk around and explore and do the narrative stuff in the fucking narrative-based game, it's not 6 hours long. But if your editor handed you a review code and said, hey, you got to give me a review of this game in 1 day, and you turbo through it because you're a hack and you don't care about the quality of what you actually put out on the internet, you'll say the game is 6 hours long. Okay? Sorry that I'm kind of ranting about that, but that really irks me when I see people slam a game and it's not even true what they're fucking saying. They skipped half the content to rush out a review. Okay? So, tomorrow I'm continuing Life is Strange True Colors, and I'm actually very much looking forward to it because it's been really good so far. I hope you'll join me tomorrow on the main stream for that. Okay? Tomorrow night, it's going to be the conclusion of Psychonauts 2. So that's right, I'm doing Psychonauts 2 as the main stream today, and whatever is left to finish up, I'm going to do it on the late stream on Monday night, and that will be the conclusion of Psychonauts 2. Then we can full speed ahead, move into new stuff, and people can stop complaining that the game, they don't like it. All right? I'll finally get to see my end here, okay? All right. And then on Tuesday, we got a new release. Tuesday this week, it is Deathloop. For those who are not aware, Deathloop is the new game from the same people who made Dishonored. And most people are saying, unsurprisingly, it plays like Dishonored. Only, it adds in new gameplay elements because of the looping aspect of the game. It actually allows you to try different ways to take out your targets. It's actually fun to learn and try to do things in different methods from the first time that you tried to do it. You know, people who actually played it are saying it's pretty unique and interesting. But already I'm getting this vibe on the internet that people don't like it, which is weird because the game's not out, but it might have something to do with the marketing. Because if you take a look at the marketing of Deathloop, when we first were introduced to this game almost 2 whole years ago, basically, you know, you're like, oh, okay, it looks like another Dishonored, maybe there's a twist to it. But then what they kept doing is they just kept putting out trailer after trailer after trailer after trailer and delaying the game. This game was actually supposed to be out way earlier this year, like the beginning of this year. And it kept getting pushed back, but then they kept putting out, here's another trailer, here's another trailer, here's another trailer. It's like, oh my God. Oh, how many, you know, how are you going to keep doing this? And then basically people got tired of hearing about it because the game wouldn't come out and they would still see another trailer. I mean, they just showed a fucking trailer of it at the Sony event a couple days ago, an event that people are watching to learn about the future of Sony, and they show a trailer for a game coming out on Tuesday. It's like, what are you thinking? Really, what are you thinking? Like, that's obviously not what people are there for, you know? So anyway, the game is coming up on Tuesday. I'm excited for it because this studio is solid. I really like Dishonored 1 and 2. I thought that they were both good games. I'll be honest, the expansion for Dishonored 2 was not very good because in that expansion, they forced you to play as a different character who did not have the powers of the original 2 protagonists, and it took away the fun of the game for me. So I didn't really understand what they were going for in that regard in that DLC. But in this game, it seems like it'll be pretty interesting. I'm excited for it. I hope it'll be good. Something different, a breath of fresh air when we haven't really played a game like that in a very long time. But what I'm also to understand, it's not 100% stealth. It's like you can use stealth, but you really need to have good combat abilities to confront enemies and take out groups to get to your targets. It's not just about sneaking around and just doing a stealth kill and getting out of there. Okay? No, I did not preload it yet, Stealthy Kupo. I have to buy it still. And I actually believe I still do have some Amazon credits left over from that very generous gift that a fan gave me almost 2 months ago now. I think I have enough to possibly buy the PlayStation credits for it. Because it is a PlayStation exclusive, right? I think it's a PS5 exclusive, isn't it? I think it is. So, yeah, I'm going to have... I think I have just enough to buy credits, and I could get it with that, which would be good. That would be a good ending to that, 2 months that I got a bunch of stuff. I got the hats, I got the headset coming up. I got a couple games with it. Yeah, that was a really nice, to the person who a couple months ago donated those PlayStation credits, donated the Amazon credits. Thank you. Like, that actually bought me a significant amount of stuff that helped over the past 2 months, the streams in particular. So thank you very much for that. Yeah, oh, okay, I'm being told it's both PlayStation 5 and PC. So not PS4 and not Xbox consoles. Gotcha. It's a timed exclusive that will eventually go cross-gen, but it's on PS5 first. Gotcha. So I'm definitely getting it on PS5 then. Okay. Cool. Sounds like this week I'll be playing a hell of a lot more PS5 than I have been recently. Okay, so yeah, so that's Tuesday. I'm excited for that, and I hope that it turns out well. I hope it's a good game. Okay, Tuesday night is currently up in the air, but being that Life is Strange has been such a long game compared to what people had said it was, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe on Tuesday night I'll do a late night stream of Life is Strange. Okay? Then on Wednesday it'll be more Deathloop, and Wednesday night I'll probably do another late night stream of Hades. And then on Thursday, something different, guys. I'm going to be participating in the Xbox Series X beta for Call of Duty Vanguard. Now, this is the standard multiplayer beta. This is not that weird mode that I played like 2 weeks ago. That wasn't really the core gameplay. It's actually going to be standard multiplayer stuff. I'm excited for this because this is actually a cross-gen beta where you can play on Xbox Series X but also play with people on other platforms, which will be interesting. I want to see what the game is. I have no idea what it's going to be. I don't know, you know, if it's going to be playing like Modern Warfare, if it's going to play more like Call of Duty World War II, I don't know. I want to see firsthand, because as I've told you guys many times, this year is the year where I'm completely on the fence about getting Call of Duty. Since we're going to have direct competition with Battlefield 2042 coming out before Call of Duty Vanguard, and then Halo Infinite coming out after on Game Pass. Those are two direct competitors, and is anyone going to have time to be playing 3 FPS games at once? Probably not. And if this one just doesn't feel so good, I'm probably not getting it. All right? So let's see what happens on Thursday. It'll be my main gameplay stream, 3 hours of the Call of Duty Vanguard beta, okay? Then Thursday night, it's my weekly throwback session of Street Fighter. And you might say, wait, what? Phil does Friday night fights. Why would Phil be playing Street Fighter on Thursday this week? Well, it's because Friday's my day off this week. I know that's weird, but that's just how the stars have aligned this week with my wife's work schedule. There was no other way to have a day off together unless we went on Friday. So Friday's my day off this week. So yeah, I'm still here 5 more streaming days, including today. It's an incredibly long work week for me. So we shall see, right? We shall see what happens, but it should be a good week. Now, when I come back from that break, essentially what we're going to be doing is finishing up the things that I'm playing. Life is Strange will likely either be at the end or finished. All right, Deathloop will still be going. But I'm going to have arguably a week where there's open time to do whatever I want, okay? There's a couple options. There's apparently a new, excuse me. There's apparently a couple new games that are coming out or came out on Game Pass that, you know, I never heard of, but some people have been contacting me behind the scenes about them, saying, hey, you know, you got Game Pass, would you consider checking these games out? And yeah, I would. So one of them apparently is supposed to be like a ninja game where you do stealth combat and stuff, and it seems pretty interesting. Another one is another narrative-based game from Annapurna Interactive. Yes, the same company that literally just put out Last Stop and then 12 Minutes. Apparently they put out another game that people are saying is actually quite quirky and interesting and would definitely fit my commentary style. Okay? So we've got a couple games that are good variety that I could interject in there with Deathloop. So that way we're not just doing Deathloop all week and really nothing else to do, you see? Because remember, a week from Friday, we've got a double new release in Kena Bridge of Spirits on the PS5, as well as Lost Judgment. I actually don't know what platform I'm going to play Lost Judgment on. I'm still undecided about it. Maybe I actually will do it on Xbox Series X. That way it'll give me a long-standing playthrough to do on the console. And I also feel that upcoming games that are going to need surround sound implementation, for example, Battlefield, I'm thinking I should get it on Xbox Series X. I think I'm going to have a better time playing a game like Battlefield and actually having the surround sound than not having true surround sound but getting haptic feedback. I don't know how much the haptic feedback would really feed into a competitive nature for multiplayer games. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, even though there may be a little bit of slow time after I come back from my break on Friday, we're gonna have enough content, I feel, because of Game Pass again, to fill the time until the new releases come out, which is excellent. Okay, I'm very excited for that, and I hope that you guys are excited too. Again, I want to say thanks to those of you who, even if it's a game you're not interested in, like today, I know a lot of my audience is disengaged from Psychonauts 2. I get that. But I'm happy that you guys are here to chill with me regardless. Like, I just want to have a good time with you guys and hang out, even if it's not about the game, you know? So I hope that you guys will continue to check new stuff out. And the other thing is, a lot of times, some of the games that I've just messed around with over the last month ended up being great, right? Take a look at Last Stop. A game that none of us knew what the hell it was. People said, just give it a shot. I did. It was good. It was actually entertaining as hell, even though it was weird and quirky. It was fun. Tormented Souls. I didn't even know what the hell that was. And then a couple people, including my moderator, Swaggins, contacted me and were like, this is old school survival horror, and you love survival horror, and we love watching you play survival horror, so why don't you give it a shot? And I played it, and I was incredibly surprised at how retro the game felt and how good it was compared to expectations of thinking it would be a turd. It wasn't. It was the opposite, except the story sucked. But outside of that, everything else was quite good, right? So, these games that I've been playing out of nowhere have ended up in a lot of cases being better than the games that we've anticipated in hype. Like, let's be honest here, right? Some of the major hyped games of this year have not been that great, but some of the games that I've just decided on a whim to play ended up being outstanding, right? So, I mean, holy crap. If that's not a sign that maybe, it's not just about hype, it's not just about marketing, it's even not just about being made by a giant AAA studio that sinks millions of dollars into game development, that maybe talent prevails. And in the modern era, when there's so many games out there and you can't possibly play them all, it may be that the smaller indie game is actually better than the big-ass game that everyone's talking about. And I'm definitely starting to get that vibe right now. Really. And you know what? I'm very pleased that I currently have Xbox Game Pass, because this is allowing me to check out these games without having to sink any kind of money into them. So this is good. There's no risk, but there's monstrous reward for some of these games, right? Or, in the case of Tormented Souls, that game was only $20. That was a perfect price point for it. It wasn't a big investment on my part. If I didn't like it, it wouldn't have been a big deal. But it ended up being great, right? Pretty awesome. So that's what I mean. Like, the next week, once we get past finishing Life is Strange, finishing Psychonauts, and starting up with Deathloop, I'm totally open to checking out some random games on Game Pass, because I have it, and this is excellent. Like I said, I really feel like Game Pass is going to change the face of gaming for certain gamers like me who don't have unlimited funds to invest, but want to explore and want to broaden their horizons. As a content creator, this has so far been tremendously positive. I can't say a negative thing about Game Pass yet. It's been so good, man. Okay. Alright, guys. So there you go. That's the schedule for the week. I would like to direct your attention to the top of your screens. If you take a look, we're at 270 members right now. The record high we've had is 275. We lost a few members in the last day or two. Alright? What I would like to say is, please, guys, if you like the channel, if you like the content, you like the fact that I'm different from other content creators, please consider becoming a member. All right? We've already hit the Tier 1 member goal for the month, which means we have locked in having a Halloween event. And I'm excited for that Halloween event. In fact, within the next day or two, I'm going to set up the threads by which you can start nominating games for the Halloween event. Games could be horror-themed or non-horror themed. All right? I'll post up some criteria to let you know exactly what is or isn't acceptable. Obviously, long-form RPGs and shit like that aren't going to make any sense for a marathon-style setting on Halloween, okay? But I'm excited for the Halloween event where I'll be dressing up in costume and playing a variety of games with you guys. Yes, there will be a new episode of Feasting with the King during that event, which should be pretty exciting. So, pretty good stuff. But I want to see what you guys want to see me play during that event. So, that's going to be coming up soon, okay? Now, we are 15 memberships away from hitting the Tier 2 goal. If we hit the Tier 2 goal, you guys will be able to help pick the Halloween costume that I'm going to wear during the event. The way that it works is as follows. Usually during the months of September and October, and this year's no exception, I'm going to be going around with my wife to Halloween stores that are opening in our local area. We're going to see what costumes are available, and based on that, we're going to form categories of costumes that we feel would be viable to get. For example, some categories we've used in previous years: classic Hollywood movie monsters, video game characters, comic book characters, as well as, pop culture kind of references, musicians, that kind of stuff, And there's been many others as well, but usually those are the common ones that we use. And you guys then vote for the category, and then we'll pick a costume that we can find in that category from the local Halloween shops. And that's how it works. This has worked very well for the past few years, and I'm looking forward to doing it again this year, but we need to hit that Tier 2 members goal. So please, if you have not become a member yet, there's a lot of benefits. You get a highlighted name in the chat. You get access to 20 emotes and growing. When we hit 300 members, another emote's unlocked. You get a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been an ongoing channel supporter, and you don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat. You actually can talk as much as you want. It's pretty neat, isn't it? So if you have not become a member yet, please consider doing so. Okay, hold on one sec. All right, what I'd like to do is very briefly, I want to do the advertisement section, and then I want to talk a little bit about something pretty important, I feel. Although I don't know how effective it'll be on a stream like today where I know there's not a ton of people here because of Psychonauts, but I still feel like I should talk about it publicly, all right? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm an independent content creator. That means I have no partnerships. I have no sponsorships. I am a man alone putting out content on the internet on a daily basis. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've been a full-time streamer for 4.5 years now. I really enjoy the fact that I get to do my hobby as a job. I was always a gamer, a lifelong gamer. I have a passion for it, and I love sharing my daily gameplay experiences with you guys and not having to censor what I'm saying or pull punches because I'm afraid of losing a sponsorship or saying something wrong that's going to get me in trouble. Instead, I can be myself. I can be honest about the games I'm playing. I really enjoy that, and I'm happy that I can put out that kind of content for you. All right? Sadly, a lot of content creators aren't like that these days. You know, they have to abide by, oh, I need to make money, so I got to do this paid product placement, advertise this product, not say anything negative, and play a game early so I can kiss butt. And I don't do that stuff. And the reason I'm able to do this kind of stream and not have to do that stuff is because of you. Because you crowdfund my efforts to be an honest gamer and content creator. And I really appreciate that. You're the reason that I get to do what I love and be the real me on every stream. So thank you for your ongoing support, and thank you in advance for any kind of contributions that you may give me on the stream. All right, we already talked about channel memberships. You know that those are a positive way to support the channel. Another way you could support the channel is by doing a super chat or a super sticker, which is essentially a contribution you do through YouTube itself. YouTube gets a cut of that, which is great, because obviously they deserve a cut for giving me a opportunity and a medium, or what do they call, platform to show off my streams and my gameplay content, right? If you do a super chat or super sticker, you'll get a highlighted message in chat. And I'll also give you a shout out if you are being positive and in line with the rules of the stream, which of course means no negativity, no insults, no trying to derail the stream with things that have nothing to do with what we're doing. You know, politics and religion are usually off topic and not allowed. Basically, use your common sense, right? Now, memberships and super chats help a lot, and they help in the long term. But if you want to help me the most, in the short term, the best way to do so is by tipping me. When you tip me, that is a transaction that I get benefit from immediately. Also, tips have a low transactional fee compared to other methods of contribution, so I always prefer tips over other things, although I am very happy to accept any other contributions. That helps a ton, don't get me wrong. But, yeah, the tips basically keep me going day to day. You can tip me by either looking at the description of the stream right now, or you can type exclamation point tip into the chat. And I appreciate everyone who contributes in any way, but tips in particular do help out a little more, and that's why I actually have goal levels in effect for tips. If we raise $50 in tips on today's stream, I will put on my Gunner glasses. If we raise $100 in tips, you guys will get to pick a hat for me to wear. Now, last night's late stream, I wore the military-style hat, so the hats eligible for today would be as follows: the digital blue, the camo boonie-style hat, the fake hair platinum tips hat, or the cowboy hat, okay? All four of those eligible when we hit $100 in tip support today. If we raise the full tips goal of $150, then I'll put on a vest of your choice. We have not seen a vest in many days. In fact, I don't think this week there's been a vest yet. The last time we had a vest was before my break here this week. So, the vest's eligible. All the ones you like. The red, the platinum, the denim, and the gold vests are all eligible today. Alright? It would be awesome if we could see the vest today. I would appreciate that level of support if we could do it or get to it. Alright? So thank you guys in advance for all of that support. We already have people who've supported, and I'm going to give you guys shout-outs in just a minute. But what I would like to do, I would like to say something important today on the pre-stream. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't noticed something, I've noticed something in the past few months, and I felt that there was enough positive impact because of it that I wanted to bring it up, and I wanted to maybe apply it to other stuff, so allow me to explain. As you guys know, I moved from Twitch over to YouTube streaming about 3.5 months ago. I believe it was around the middle of May when I stopped streaming on YouTube, and now I'm on, excuse me, I am so confused. The middle of May is when I stopped streaming on Twitch and moved fully over to YouTube. I've been trying to make ends meet on Twitch with just tips. It wasn't working, and after they very erroneously shut me down from streaming, saying that I had said something that I didn't say, I had enough of their bullshit, and I left their site and came over here full time. Okay, I tried. I really did. Even getting kicked out of their partner program, I still tried to maintain an audience over there, but I had enough. When they finally suspended me erroneously and then profusely apologized for it later that day, I said, fuck this. If they're going to make this kind of mistake, I don't want to be there anymore. Okay? If you haven't noticed, since I've been a full-time streamer on YouTube, things have changed. Since now on YouTube, we have the ability to kind of control the streams a little bit more than we had on Twitch. And because we don't have that high discoverability rate, the trolling is pretty much minimal. We do get trolling here, let's be honest. There are people on here who harass me. It happens. There's people on here who razz me. There's people on here who criticize me. You know what? I'm okay with the razzing and the criticizing as long as it's kept to a moderate amount. The harassing really is not acceptable, and when we get people on here who are saying really disgusting things about myself or my family, we take care of it appropriately, right? But for the most part, if you've noticed, and you take a look at my streams, this has been a much more personable place to stream. And what I mean by that is we have conversations that are more meaningful. There are streams where we have tons more personal interaction than we ever had over on Twitch, right? That whole influxing troll element that used to always be possible on Twitch is really not possible here, okay? And I like that a lot about YouTube. What I've noticed is even though admittedly you'll take a look at viewership, you say, well, viewership's down. Well, you're right, because we don't have the discoverability here on YouTube that existed over on Twitch. On Twitch, someone would search for, oh, someone's playing Life is Strange, the new release today, and they'd search for it, and you'd show up, and they would click on your channel, and all of a sudden, you got a bunch of views just coming in because it's a hot new release. That doesn't exist on YouTube. YouTube doesn't have discoverability at all. They changed their algorithms many years ago and screwed all that up, and you can't be discovered on YouTube for streaming anymore, okay? So that natural influx that I used to get is gone. But what I have now is a focused group of people who are here every day, and the people who are here want to hang out with me. This isn't a bunch of people who are asshole trolls coming in to harass, and this isn't a bunch of people just looking for a particular game, and after 5 seconds, they say, oh, okay, this isn't my cup of tea. The people who are here are people who want to chill with me. I like that about this, okay? I do. I really like that about this. And so, having 3.5 to 4 months of this kind of positive experience here on YouTube, I realized something. When you shut down the nonsense, you allow people who are here for positive and productive reasons to actually interact safely and have a good time. People have told me in the last 3 to 4 months they've had a much better time on streams with me than they had on Twitch, because on Twitch there was always that element of people coming in and derailing the stream, you know, trolls, people who are influxers, and basically people trying to almost like turn the stream into like a good old boys club. Oh, it was the same 10, 20 guys who came in and had their own little memes and shit every day. It was very hard to keep control of. It was. All right? Over here, it's been a very different experience. It's been like the people who are here are actually here to chill with me. They're not here for themselves. They're here to have a good time with me. And because of that, we can have fun conversation. There's people who can concretely add to certain kinds of streams. Take a look at my Hades streams recently. We got a good 5-10 people who come home only for Hades, and they 100% help me a ton every time I play the game. And the gameplay is good, and the interactions are great. This is exciting. It really is. This is exciting, and I'm very happy about this. I am. So, with that in mind, okay, I've been thinking about this and how we can apply this to other situations, all right? One thing that irks me, I'll be honest, I'm going to confess to all you guys now, all right, is that I just had my Twitter anniversary. 11 years I've been on Twitter, all right? I started in September of 2010. And admittedly, I'll be honest with you guys, back then, I did not see the benefit at all of social media. I felt, oh, anything I want to say to my viewers, I'll just post up on YouTube. Everyone uses my YouTube channel as a destination for information about me. So if I got something important to say, I'll make a short video and I'll just post it up on YouTube. There's no reason for me to use social media. And people basically back then rallied against that and said, Phil, we don't always want to watch a video. What if you have something quick to say? What if you have something important that happened and you can't post up a video today? We would like to have a way to interact with you on a social media platform. And it was actually the viewers who 11 years ago convinced me to start using Twitter. I didn't see the purpose of it, all right? But people convinced me to do so. Now, since then, obviously, a lot of stuff has changed in 11 years, okay? Just being honest. Today, Twitter is an important part of my business model. And the reason is, every day on Twitter, I post up my schedule. So you guys know what's going on for me, not only the next direct day, but usually a few days down the line. You know what streams are coming up. You know what to expect in my content. If there's something important going on in gaming news or something going on that I feel affects me and my viewership, I'll usually post up about it on my Twitter account. Okay? But, and there's a big but here, all right? What's happened over the years is, on my Twitter is exactly the same thing that happened on my YouTube channel, happened on my Twitch channel, and tried to happen here on my YouTube streaming, is that shithead trolls try to ruin everything. What they'll do is they'll wait for me to post something up, and literally the moment that I post it up, no matter what it is, they'll respond in a harassing and negative fashion to try to make it so that people won't check out my Twitter. I mean, let's be honest here. Do you want to go to a place where someone posts something up positive and 99% of the replies are insulting and disgusting stuff? This is exactly what happened on my YouTube channel years ago. My long-standing viewers, okay, who check out my gameplay, said to me, Phil, I don't want to watch your gameplay anymore because every video I click on, the entire comment section is toxic insults. I don't want to be in that environment. I used to like watching your videos, and then every once in a while, if I wanted to, look at the comments and you'd see people engaged and talking about the game. They don't even do that anymore. They're literally just posting up memes. Negative-ass memes. And we don't want that. Like, we just want to have fun with your content. What happened to those days? Can you do something about it? And I'm like, well, I certainly can't micromanage. I can't micromanage the comments on my YouTube videos. I'm one man. I can't just sit here on my YouTube channel deleting comments, blocking people, especially when on YouTube it's so easy to just make another account. Okay? So, what did I do? I listened directly to your feedback, and I turned off the comments on my YouTube videos. Now, this was like 3.5, 4 years ago. You know, it's been a long time that the comments have been off. And if you guys haven't noticed, my channel didn't fail. My channel still exists, okay? If anything, my channel fell into disrepair because for many years I wasn't doing anything on it besides just posting archives. I was focusing on building my Twitch presence. You guys know the deal with that. I don't need to go back and talk about how angry I am at Twitch and yada, yada, yada. Bottom line is we're back on YouTube, everything's in one place, and the channel is actually seeing some growth. Viewership is up, subscriptions are up, everything is growing on this channel for the first time in years, okay? Of course, you get some people who are like, well, you're going to turn your comments back on? Of course I'm not. Because you know what that would do? That would open the floodgates. That would just allow these people who are so upset that they haven't been able to be toxic on my YouTube content for years to come and be toxic. They would just immediately, all that would do is open up the channel of harassment, okay? As much as I would love to have positive viewers leave comments on my videos every day because I know that they're out there, sadly, the negative impact would far outweigh the positive if I opened up comments again on my YouTube channels, okay? Just being honest here. Now, one thing that I'm upset about, and the reason that this really upset me, so the other day, it was my 11th Twitter anniversary. 11 years on Twitter. I didn't even realize, you know, I'm thinking, damn, you know, who knew? Over a decade on fucking Twitter, right? And I'm looking at my Twitter account. I have over 25,000 people following me on Twitter. I'm a verified Twitter account, which not a lot of people can say. There's people who've been trying to get verified for years and can't do it. I'm a verified Twitter account, all right? I'm an account that by all means and regards, you would think that someone with that following, when they post something up on Twitter, people would interact with them. People would respond, have a conversation, people would like and retweet, and that doesn't happen for me. And you want to know why that doesn't happen for me? Trolls. These people who literally follow me around everywhere I go, everything that I do. The same people who shut down sponsorship opportunities for me, the same people who do fucked up stuff behind the scenes in my life to try to ruin my life. They have, sadly, mass harassed people who do positive interactions with me on Twitter to the point where people don't want to interact with me at all on Twitter anymore. All right? Every time I post up anything on Twitter, I could post up the letter P right now, and if I left open responses, you'd get 25 harassing responses, just like used to happen on my YouTube channel. It's exactly the same. Okay? It's the same situation. All right? So, I'm upset by it, and you know what? I'm not putting up with that shit anymore. All right? I'm not. I want to take back my presence on the internet. I'm tired of it being, oh, I like Phil's content, but God forbid I say anything about it because now the negativity comes out. I'm not putting up with this shit anymore. I mean it. I'm putting my fucking foot down. From this moment forward, I'm taking it back. I am going to take back the narrative that these fuckheads, these Kiwi farts, put out there on the internet about me. Because it's bullshit. It's all bullshit. And I'm tired of it. Alright? I'm done with it. So, moving forward, here's what I'm going to start doing. If I have something that I'm posting up, and I don't feel that there needs to be any narrative around it, besides what I'm saying, because maybe I just want to share my thoughts with you, or I'm just posting up my schedule for the day, I'm not going to allow these toxic fuckheads to comment on it. I'm going to turn off the comments on that tweet so no asshole can respond with insulting, negative, toxic shit like they do right now. Okay? I've had enough of it. Why do they get an open forum to just insult me and get away with it? When obviously I'm not going to sit there on Twitter and micromanage every fucking response, and I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, this is false, this is false. I'm just not going to allow them to do that shit anymore. Okay? I'm not. So, I'm shutting it down. Alright? I'm basically going to say, oh, I'm posting on my daily schedule. There don't have to be any responses to that. Most people don't respond anyway because they're afraid of getting harassed online. So I'm going to shut it down and say, alright, no responses. Okay? If I have something to say about a news article coming out about gaming and stuff, I'm going to post it up and say, okay, no responses, because there's no reason to have that. Now, if there's something that I directly want your feedback on, oh, guys, I have a question about the stream tomorrow. What do you think? Let's do a poll and respond. Let me know what you think. Or, you know, oh, today's Christmas. What'd you get for Christmas today, everyone? You know, respond. That's different. But in general, the vast majority of stuff that I put on Twitter is not stuff that needs responses, yet it leaves this avenue open for these scumbags to harass me and my viewers. Because what happens is, let's say, for example, I actually do post up something. Oh, tomorrow I'll be playing Deathloop. 2 viewers will respond, oh, cool, looks like a good game, can't wait to see you on stream. And then all of a sudden, the trolls attack those 2 people. They go after them on Twitter. Oh, fuck you. Why are you posting up to Phil? Fuck you, you piece of shit. You blah, blah, blah. It's like, Jesus Christ. And Twitter doesn't do anything about it. Seriously. Twitter does nothing about it at all. They don't. You can mass report these accounts. It won't matter. Even if they get shut down, they'll be back in 5 seconds anyway. So there's no point. What I always tell people is on Twitter, here's your best course of action. The moment that someone tells you something harassing, you report the account for harassment, you block the account, you move on. It's that simple. You don't respond. You don't try to reason with these people. You shut it the fuck down and you move on to your positive light. You don't jump down their fucking rabbit hole of toilet juice. There's no point. Responding to those people, you will never, ever convince one of these idiots that what they're saying is wrong and that what they're doing is considered online harassment. They don't care. If they did care, they would actually feel a little bit of pain inside that they're harassing someone they don't know online, and they wouldn't have done it to begin with. Okay? So, it's this simple. My Twitter has been an avenue of online harassment for trolls for a long time, and it's not going to be anymore. And the truth is, I barely get any responses or anything on Twitter anyway because so many people are afraid to respond. But, however, this actually will open up a whole different avenue, and let me explain. Okay? If I post up something on Twitter, and you're a follower of mine on Twitter, and you like me and the content, like that tweet, and retweet that tweet. Okay? Why? Because that gives me what's called visibility. Alright? Not the responses, but the actual liking and retweeting gives visibility to someone who posts on Twitter. Okay? And when you do that, all of a sudden, some of my tweets maybe started to get seen by people who normally wouldn't see my tweets. And they might say, oh, that guy Darkside Phil's still around. Look what he's saying. Oh, look at that. That's an interesting take on this thing going on in gaming news or this thing going on with this or that. And they might disagree with me, and that's okay. But at very least, all right, at the very least, it'll give some exposure. This is a way, because people ask me all the time, gee, Phil, I can't contribute on the streams. How can I help? That's not a contribution on the streams. This is a way to do so. If you're already following me on Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP, it's a no-brainer if I'm posting up something that you feel is positive, like it and retweet it. I'm not saying to do that if you don't like the tweet. If I post up a tweet you disagree with, do not like it and retweet it. I'm not asking for that at all. I'm saying I have 25,000 followers on Twitter. I have a very hard time believing that I have like 24,500 hate followers. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure that 99% of the people following me don't hate my guts. All right? Maybe there is a chunk. Maybe it's half that hate my guts. I would even go as far to say I would believe that. Maybe there's 12, 13,000 people out there that do hate follow me. But I know for a fact there's got to be a good amount of people out there that are following me for the right reasons, and they want to stay in touch with me. They want to know what's going on with me, and they like the tweets I put out, but they're afraid to interact because if they do, they get harassed, right? So here's how you can do it. Like the tweet, retweet the tweet if you like it. Don't respond to it. All right, there may be opportunities where there is responses open, and if that's the case, feel free. But I would recommend not doing that. I would say, hey, oh, Phil posted up his new schedule today. Like that and retweet it so that everyone knows that what Phil's doing tomorrow. Oh, Phil put up an interesting take that I like about this particular gaming issue. Like it and retweet it. All right? And here's the thing. This would shut down the trolling. Because number one, it would give me positive visibility. Okay? Positive visibility. Not, oh, people only saw Phil's tweet because someone hate tweeted him and insulted him. But instead it'll be, oh, people actually like what Phil's doing, and they're liking and retweeting what he's doing, and he's getting more spread of his visibility. It's a positive way, okay? There's no opportunity for the trolls to react negatively, because guess what? They can't respond to the tweet. You see? Now, here's the thing. You might say, well, if I like the tweet or whatever, can't people see that? Yes, but here's the thing. If hundreds of people are liking the tweet, these people aren't going to go after hundreds of accounts, thousands of accounts. Of course not. And then immediately when they do, if they do, block them. Report, block, move on. And after a few days of this, guess what would happen? It would stop. Because they'd realize immediately, just like my YouTube page, oh shit, what we're doing is ineffective. Oh well, move on to something else. But that's the thing. Since Twitter has allowed to be an open avenue of harassment, what happened was I shut down my YouTube comments. Immediately, the trolls came to Twitter, right? Oh, if we can't respond to Phil's YouTube videos, let's go to his Twitch. Oops, well, there's moderation on Phil's Twitch. We can't harass him there. Let's go to Twitter where there's no moderation, and let's harass the fuck out of him and his viewers there. This is how it happens. This is they keep moving. The Kiwi farts have no lives. They literally sit around with nothing to do all fucking day. But if they get shut down on every fucking avenue, they won't be able to fuck with us anymore. And I mean this. I'm standing in solidarity with my viewers and true fans who want to be here positively with me every day. I don't want to see this online bullshit happening anymore. I've had enough of it. People don't deserve to be harassed. I had someone send me a heartfelt tweet about this saying, you know, I like you and your content, but it's so easy for these scumbags to easily just make another account and continue with the harassment, and it's tough sometimes. I hear you. I understand. I sympathize with you, and I know it's bullshit. The only way that you can beat this is to rally against it. I mean it. The only way to stop this is to rally against it. Not to give in, not to stop with the interactions, but to fucking say, fuck you. When every time in my life someone told me, you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you aren't funny, you don't make content, you're ugly, you suck, yada, yada, yada. All that negative shit that people throw at me and attack me with, I use that to fuel myself. To every day come back to this stream and persevere and say, nope, I don't care what you motherfuckers say. I am here to put out an entertaining stream for my viewing audience who actually like what I do. These people like me and want to see me succeed, or else I wouldn't be here and have any support of any kind whatsoever. So I know that there's intelligent people out there who like me and what I do. So why am I going to give up because a bunch of shitheads say I'm not good enough? Fuck you. And I push forward and I persevere through it. That has always been my mentality since day one when I started content creation, is I don't give a fuck what the haters say. I'm here for the people who get meaning out of what I do. So why am I going to allow them to control my Twitter presence and control the narrative about me on the internet? Fuck them. No, absolutely not. This is not going to proceed any further. I've had enough. Okay? So it's just simple. It's just this simple. Now, it's actually funny. Swaggin says, what if everyone all of a sudden starts complimenting you? You don't have negativity to fuel you anymore? Guess what? I'd be like every other content creator then. Because take a look at all the successful content creators. They literally just get flooded with praise. Right? Every moment of his show, oh, I love you. Oh, I'm so happy here. Blah, blah, blah. I never had that. I've always had this hating troll element on me. And so it's always become a part of my existence. But if that went away, I'd actually be like everybody else. I'd actually be able to have a non-stressful stream and we'd all have a good time every day if the online harassment stopped. But this is the thing. Someone like me who rallies against it instead of fucking saying, oh, well, I give up. Sadly, these people kind of become more persevering. You know what I'm saying? Like they think, oh, well, we won't be defeated either. I don't know if it's like a, what do they call it? Symbiotic relationship where they're leeching off of me. They only exist because of me. But then people say, well, people really tune into Phil to see him persevere against his trolls. I kind of get that. At the same time, that's not what I'm going for. I'll be honest with you guys. I just want to have a fun stream with you every day. And it really, really bothers me that I have 25,000 followers on Twitter, a verified Twitter account, and I can't even get a like or a retweet on an important tweet that I feel, man, I wish I had visibility on this because this is something I think is important that people should see. And I don't get that because people are afraid of being harassed by these scumbags. So this is what I'm doing moving forward. All right. I'm shutting down the bullshit on Twitter. When I put out a schedule post, when I put out an announcement post, oh, I'm streaming now. When I put out a thoughts post, oh, here's my thoughts on this game news, I'm going to shut down responses so these shitheads cannot respond. Just like I did on my YouTube channel, all right? And hopefully, if you are a positive follower of me on my Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, you will like and retweet the tweets that you actually enjoy, rather than saying, oh, I'm just afraid to because I'm going to get harassed. Well, guess what? There's no responses. No one can come after you. If they do, if they come to your personal channel and say something, fucking block the piece of shit and report them for harassment and move on. And the thing is, when it's not effective anymore, they're going to stop. But it has to be not effective anymore. This is going to be a change, right? This is something that we have to get used to. Oh, let's remember to like and retweet when I like a tweet or that Phil's putting out, and don't worry about the online harassment because it ain't going to be a factor anymore moving forward because of this, what we're doing here. All right? And it's hilarious because this will hurt your Twitter. Guys, you have to understand something. Right now, my Twitter is pretty much not used because of this. How are you going to say it hurts my Twitter? Oh, no, I'll lose 10,000 followers overnight. And those were not followers who were actively engaging me or saying anything to me. They were just insulting me. So why do I fucking care if they stop following me? Right? Why the fuck would I care? There was next to no positive interactions on Twitter because of the trolling. So it's either you just throw in the towel and say, I'm just fuck it, Twitter's useless, or you take a stand. I'm taking a stand. I've had enough of their shit. I'm not, like I said, I am not going to allow them to control the narrative anymore, and I'm not going to allow them to harass my fan base anymore. I don't want my viewers and fans who actually like my content to be afraid to say, oh, like that tweet from Phil because that's a good one. Oh, retweet. I want people to see this. This is an interesting thought Phil has. Or, oh, Phil's playing a new release tomorrow. I want people to know that. Retweet his schedule. I don't want people to be afraid to do that. That's bullshit. It's that simple. So there you go. It's that simple, guys. That's what's going to happen. And let's see what happens. I hope that this will honestly allow people to see my stuff better. And you won't have fuckhead trolls constantly just spinning things in a way that's untrue. And I'm not going to sit here. So it's just like I said, just like YouTube, right? Do you really think, as a man who has a life and a family and runs a business, that I had time to sit there and micromanage my YouTube comments to make sure that every video I put up was not complete harassment? No. After 2 years, 3 years of that constant, my viewers asked me to turn off the comments. Same thing on Twitter. Sorry, I don't have time to sit there and micromanage every shithead who insults me on Twitter. So why allow it? Why allow the harassment, right? So there you go. It's that simple. So that's what I'm doing moving forward, all right? If you were someone who wasn't even paying attention to my Twitter, this affects you in no way whatsoever. If you're someone who was hate tweeting me all the time, oops, you can't hate tweet me anymore. Move on and get a fucking life. If you're someone who likes my content and actually was following me on Twitter and was upset that previously you weren't able to really interact with me there because you were afraid of online harassment, that's all about to change. Okay? Don't be afraid to like or retweet the stuff that I put out, because I feel like with the following I have, all right, with, you know, the knowledge that I have of being a 13-year content creator, I have something to add to the narrative, all right? And I'm tired of people ignoring or discrediting what I say, because every time I say something, 14,000 brainless, mouth-drooling idiots come out and say something negative about me. They can go fuck themselves. They're not going to be able to do that anymore. Okay? It's that simple. And by the way, I'm not saying that I will never have responses open on Twitter ever again. If there is a time when I feel like feedback would be interesting or reasonable, or I'm looking for feedback, that's different. All right? But every day on stream, I get to hear from you guys. We have fun conversations. I get your feedback every single day about stuff. I'm not getting any meaningful or positive feedback off of Twitter. I'm not. All I'm getting is harassment constantly. So enough is enough. I'm shutting that shit down. Okay? All right. Costanza, but here's the thing. He says, I'm curious if liking or retweeting will be a suitable replacement to actually communicating for people. Well, right now, people don't communicate at all. They don't like, they don't retweet, and they don't respond because they get harassed by a troll if they do. So if I'm now telling you, guess what? You won't be harassed because you're not going to directly respond. If you just like or retweet, it's easy to shut down the trolls. It's a totally different situation. Maybe it won't work at all. And in that case, well, what are you going to do? But I think it's worth, at this point, it's at least worth it trying something than doing nothing. Okay? It really is. It's worth it to try something to fix the situation for my real viewers and fans than to do absolutely nothing and have the Twitter remain a toxic cesspool where people can't be stopped from being harassing to me and my viewers. I've had enough. Okay? Okay. And some people are saying, okay, I'm interested. And some people are like, it ain't going to work. All you can do is see, right? All you can do is take a look and see. That's it. All you can do is try. It's better to try than not to try and throw in the towel. That's my mentality in life. Sorry, I'd much rather try something than give up. Okay? JoeMan66 says your Twitter is for your musings and for your schedules. It's not a forum for discussion to be used by your trolls to fuck with you. I can see that. Right, and like I said, it would have been one thing if my Twitter was a place where I was having a lot of back and forth discussion with people. I'm not. Seriously, I'm not. I'm not having a lot of back and forth discussion because it doesn't exist because people are afraid of getting harassed. So why do I work? I'm literally losing nothing and the possibility of getting something positive. So let's try this. Okay? Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, let's get the shout outs because now I talked about that for a long time, longer than I planned on talking about it. All right. Some YouTube contributions. We've got Talon Oren, who did a super chat earlier on and said, "You're awesome, Phil." Thank you, Talon. We had Healing Seattle Air, who did a super chat and said, "Halo is dead. Halo 4 was for Halo. Well, Paper Mario Sticker Star was for Paper Mario, and they both ruined their series." I mean, I tend to agree. I loved Halo 3. I thought Halo 4 sucked, and Halo 5 was an atrocious joke. I thought actually the multiplayer of Halo 5 wasn't bad, but the main game was terrible. Healing Seattle Air did another super chat. Says, "Did you hear Better Twitch TV is going to work with YouTube soon?" I did not hear that. If that's the case, that would be tremendous because right now, I can't do any motion-based stuff on my stream at all besides what you see on screen. I can't do any motion-based emotes in the chat. They don't work. I tried uploading motion-based emotes. They don't move. They just freeze. So if you're telling me you can implement Better Twitch TV, that sounds good to me because I have it, and I'll just keep using it how I was going to use it on Twitch to begin with. So there you go. Okay. Garrick Davis just did a super chat. He says, "Now fans can only interact with you on streams." Not true at all. Fans can email me, which they do all the time. Fans can talk to me on stream. That's correct. You go to my forums. There's tons of avenues to contact me. It doesn't have to be directly tweeting me on Twitter. And by the way, you can still directly tweet me on Twitter. You just can't respond to my tweets. That's very different. There's a difference between, oh, I can't tweet Phil at all about anything, or, oh, I just can't respond to Phil's tweets. See? Very different. So you could still tweet me. That's not changing. I'm not shutting down. Phil does not accept tweets. That's not true at all. Okay. So Garrick, let's see, Garrick. Up on there has a super chat. Thank you, Garrick, for the super chat. Okay. Now let's get to tips. So let's see here. Oops. Oh, crap. There we go. The first tip of the day is from Snow Carl, who tipped me $1.50. He says, are you worried that most of the games that are coming up for release this fall may be underwhelming and not garnering much interest to your audience? It seems like a lot of games are flopping and people are not into Psychonauts 2 and Life is Strange, etc. The funny part is, the games that are flopping, when you say flopping, they're not flopping. They're good games, but people won't give them a shot, and that is upsetting to me. It's genuinely upsetting when people will not give a game a shot, despite the fact that I know it's good because I'm playing it myself. However, yeah, I mean, obviously this is an issue because it's not like it used to be. Back in the day, I could play any new hyped release and people will come out and check it out. I mean, yeah, within a stream or two, they may stop coming back because they don't like it, but at least they would check it out. Today, it's like, if it's a game that just isn't getting a lot of marketing or a lot of push, it just seems to me like people won't give it the time of day. And that is sad. But here's the good news. Number one, there's a lot of fucking games coming out soon. Like I said, just in the next few months, and I haven't updated the schedule in a while. Just in the next few months, listen to this. Kena Bridge of Spirits, Last Judgment, the Alan Wake Remake, Far Cry 6, Metroid Dread, Back 4 Blood, Battlefield 2042, The Dark Pictures House of Ashes, Guardians of the Galaxy, Call of Duty Vanguard, which is a maybe, Forza Horizon 5, Shin Megami Tensei 5, Pokemon Diamond and Pearl, possibly Advance Wars 1 and 2, Dying Light 2, Halo Infinite, and that's just a few. I know that there's games missing in that schedule, okay? In addition to that, I have Game Pass, and what that's going to do, that's going to allow me to try out games under Game Pass that I don't know about, don't get a lot of marketing, and basically would fill in the blanks. Right? Between those major releases, if something sucks, if something's boring, if we want something refreshing or different, I'll be able to try out games under Game Pass for zero risk and see if something's good. And I get the feeling that for every dud, there'll probably be a good one too. I mean, like I said, just take a look at games like Last Stop. I never suspected that would have been good, and it was good. Tormented Souls, was it under Game Pass? No, but it was a cheap indie game. People told me about it. I checked it out. My God, it was good. So this is what I mean. Like, I feel things are different now. It's not like, oh, I'm only able to play the hyped games. I have the ability to check out other stuff, and I have a good community of people who share with me games that they feel are good that maybe are off my radar. I think we're going to be all right. For every overhyped AAA game that ends up being disappointing, I feel like we're going to end up getting a gem that maybe we didn't even expect, and that one will be good. Okay? So, that's my feelings, and I think we're going to be all right. I do. I'm not saying every game's going to be a hit. I don't think it will be. In fact, just based off of what we're seeing, I almost guarantee you a lot of these games coming up in the next few months that sound hyped are not going to be as good as they sound. All right? This is the state of gaming these days. It's not like it used to be where every AAA game was outstanding, and it's like, oh my God, it's so many good games at once. How do I play them? Now it's kind of like, oh my God, it's all these games at once and half of them suck. Right? But you got to hope for the best, and I hope that we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be all right. Your boy Bob has tipped me $1.50. Thank you very much to your boy Bob for the $1.50 tip. I appreciate that very much. So we're up to $2 in tips now. And Anzo Camaro tipped me $1.50. Says the reason those games are more enjoyable for you is because AAA titles are often extremely bland and uninspired because the devs need to make as much money as possible and cater to everyone instead of a game being a love child of talent and passion. That is actually an incredibly good description of what I feel makes a great game. It's a combination of talent and passion. You can tell when you play a game that has talent behind it and passion behind it, and you can tell when you're playing a game that's completely uninspired and was churned out just to make a buck. You can feel it today. It didn't used to be like that. But now when you play these games, you can be like, man, that game was something different. It was interesting. Man, look at the attention to detail. It's polished. Or, oh, this is new gameplay elements I never felt before. Wow, that was a really well-written story. You could tell they cared. Versus, wow, it's generic as fuck. I've played this game 25 times before. It's the same shit again with a few tweaks and a new skin over it, right? You could definitely feel that. In the modern era of gaming, I absolutely understand where you're coming from with that. And I would hope, if anything, with the fact that we are seeing big games flop, okay, or not perform up to what these companies expected. Every year we got a story of 2 or 3 big games that are flopping right on their face, right? Let's hope that now it's an opportunity for those who have the talent and the passion to step up and get noticed, right? For every Avengers, for every Anthem, you know, for every one of these giant AAA flop-on-your-face games, we definitely need to have an indie game that gets recognized for its merits and its value. Like, let's have another Tormented Souls, right? Someone who had passion for old-school survival horror, and now they're getting noticed because of that. You see? Jom Ann just did a $1.67 tip and says, I didn't hear you say it. We played Dying Light 2 in December. Yes, absolutely. I mean, the game has been in development hell for the longest effing time. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not hyped for it in any way, shape, or form because it's taken so long to actually complete development. At the very same time, I am still hoping it will be a great year-end game. You know, the original Dying Light was good except for the bugs. If it wasn't buggy as shit at launch, that game would have probably been Game of the Year contender. The problem was it was buggy as shit at launch. You know? Okay. Anyway, guys. Oh, there's another super... Oh, hold on. Yeah, more contributions. Thank you. TX Shooter just did a super chat. He says, I'm going to watch Shang-Chi tonight. I hope it's good. I mean, if you go by what people are saying, it's one of the best Marvel movies ever made. People are saying it actually is like one of the best scripts and great action sequences. So, I hope you have a good time, and hopefully it's great. I hope you enjoy it, man. Be safe if you're going to the theater. Be safe, man. Snow Carl took me $1.50. I think your Twitter changes are great and logical. I hope it works out. Are you worried that ranting how the trolls have made you change things and force you into hiding comments will actually embolden them? Embolden them to do what? There's nothing else they can do. They've already effectively made it no one wanted to use my Twitter. So, there's nothing to embolden them to do anymore. Seriously, like, it's not like, oh no, I really hope they don't go to my YouTube channel and ruin the comments there. Oh, shit. They already did that. Oh, man, I really hope they don't come to my streams and try to troll. Oh, wait. They already did that. We already shut that down. Like, there's nothing else for them to do. They've already tried to mass report me every possible place. They've done everything they can. It doesn't work. So, I'm not really worried about it anymore. I'm just not. I'm not worried about that shit anymore. The Kiwi farts can do whatever the fuck they want and circle jerk each other into oblivion. I'm still going to be here tomorrow. AJ has tipped me $4.20. Says, give me the top spot. Thank you very much, AJ. I appreciate that. And that is indeed the top tip. Now, I would like to say this. I did receive an overnight tip from someone. I want them to let them know I did get it. But they purposely seem to have tipped me overnight because they did not want to be seen on stream. At least that's what I'm surmising from the way that they tipped. Thank you very much to this person who tipped overnight. And just so they know that I know that it's them, they said the comment, nevermore. And this is actually, I believe, someone who has actually tipped in the past and said that before, too. But I just want to let you know I got your tip. I really appreciate it. Thank you so very much. But considering the fact that you did this overnight like that, I figure it's for a reason. So I'm not going to call it out and give information and stuff out about it on today's stream. Okay? Fair enough? Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Or shall we go on break? Because now it's late. You know, I talked for quite some time here. And I want to take a break. I gotta use the bathroom before we jump into Psychonauts. Any other things? Anything else to talk about? What was the amount? Oh, $57,000, Snow Carl, of course. No, I'm not going to say anything. It's none of your business. $57,000, that's all. Nice conservative amount. Battleduck says, did you hear? Did I hear what? About the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere? Okay. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so far for a great stream. I appreciate that. Actually, Rebel just did a $10 super chat. So what's good, Big? Glad to see you taking control of your own destiny. Thank you very much, Rebel. I appreciate that for the big super chat. The biggest one of the day so far. I appreciate the ongoing support, Rebel. I see you every day now. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, let's take a break, guys. I got to take a dump. Seriously. I've been holding it in. I'll be back in a few minutes with Psychonauts 2. Thank you. Take this opportunity yourselves. Grab a drink or a snack. Use the restroom. Whatever you need to do. I'll be back shortly with Psychonauts 2. Again, if Psychonauts 2 is not your cup of tea, I get it. Let's use this opportunity as a way to chill. Let's just relax and have some fun. rather than worry about the game, all right? If you don't like it. I like the game, so I'll be into it, but I appreciate those of you who are still going to stick around. I'll see you in a few, guys. Thanks.